Lately, a lot of people I know have been into this spiritual age movement, where we're all one and the same. This new movement takes on a lot of names, like spiritualism, new age, or the bumper stickers that I see all over the place. Coexist. It's basically Buddhism. They embrace every religion that has to do with peace. But what is peace? How do you determine what peace is? And so many different religions and beliefs have their own definitions. Take a look at Islam. They believe that fighting is good because Allah says so, and if you do not like fighting, then perhaps you are hating something which you should like. The reason why I do not have quotation marks around this is because if I quote the Quran word for word in English or in any other language rather than what it was originally written in, I could get into trouble with some Muslims, and I'd rather have my head attached to my body. You can look it up for yourself by looking at this verse in the Quran, and I encourage you to do so. So an example of this would be carrots. You might not like carrots, but carrots are good for you, and maybe you dislike something which you should actually like. Of course, carrots and fighting are two different subjects, and no, fighting does not bring peace. In fact, it is the exact opposite of peace. The reason why the Muslims say that the religion is of peace is because Allah's name means peace. But just because your God's name means peace, does that really mean it's about peace? What is peace? How do we define peace? A person came up to me once and said that everyone in the world needed to band together and we needed to put aside our differences and decide what we should all believe, and then and only then could we have actual peace. I laughed at the thought. I don't think there is a way that the whole world would be able to come to an agreement on something like that. Everyone would be thinking that his beliefs are the right way. But let's say they did accomplish this. Would it really be truth? If we all came together and said yes, we have an agreement on who God is and what he thinks? Let's pretend you're playing Sims, a game where you basically play God. You create people, their looks, hobbies, furniture, everything. And let's pretend you can give the characters free will, which you can sort of do in the game. Let's say they all band together and decide who you are and what you think. How can they decide who you are and what you believe? You're God. You created them. They can't create you. And yet so often I see people doing this in life, trying to create God. Let's look at some individuals. Person A believes that God considers all creatures equal and sacred. Killing animals is wrong. Therefore, person A believes God wants us to be vegetarians. Person B comes along and says that God created all of us through evolution, and that we didn't fight to the top of the food chain only to eat vegetables. When we pick and choose what we think is right from our own perspective, we're not all going to get the same answers. People change, learn new things, and then all of a sudden their view of God changes along with their new knowledge. But is God really that indecisive? What these people are doing here is chipping and taking bits and pieces of different religions and beliefs to make their own religion or own belief. What they are really doing is worshipping a form of self, based on one's own perception. They are worshipping a form of themselves. And of course we cannot be God, because we could not have created ourselves. This makes the New Age movement a hidden form of atheism.